Hello, 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 and welcome to another free.volous webisode. Today I'm bringing you to the theatre. Oh yes, I'm going to give you a tutorial. It's basically a get ready with me and showing you how I did my stage makeup. So welcome to Lisbon. We're right in the heart of it. This is by Alto. This is where my theatre is, or the theatre where I worked is, and we were doing a play by Gertrude Stein, and here she is on the door. A rose is a rose is a rose is a rose. And welcome. This and voice recording studios are the reason why I'm basically always mossy green. Never see the sunlight. And this is basically my natural habitat, people. Oh yes. This is my dressing room, and we are going to start. I'm in my dressing gown and drinking tea because it's cold, and I'm applying a little bit of moisturizer. I always prep my skin before I leave the house, but when I get to the theatre, I like to add a little extra layer of moisture, and then I'm applying the HOURGLASS VANISH Stick Foundation because my Dior Backstage has served me well, but it's too dark for me at the moment, so I have to pick and choose my battles, and I can't afford another Dior Backstage at the moment. Also, this stick gives quite a lot of coverage right off the first swipe. Then I'm adding some concealer to my spots and red areas. And under the eyes, I'm going to use the NARS one, just because color, again, I like it to be a bit lighter under the eyes, and this is the lightest one that I own. Now, as you can see, I'm using triangles, yes, because I'm in the theatre. I'm going to add a bit of contouring with this stick foundation, Discontinued by NYX. It's a really nice one to contour with, and when you're doing theatre, because people are seeing you from afar, you can go ham on the coverage and also on less blending, because you need that contrast between the lighter areas of your face and the darker areas of your face to be a bit more stark, so that it can be seen from afar. And also with the lights hitting your face, they eat almost everything up, so you need to be a bit more heavy-handed with it and sometimes blend a little bit less. The thing is, when it comes to contouring, it depends on your features, and I like to just enhance my cheekbones, give that little cut underneath and a little bit under my jaw, and that's all I do. You need to keep in mind your distance from the audience and the lights, and the bigger the distance, the more contrast you can give to your contour. So I'm blending everything in, and now I'm applying my Urban Decay primer because I want the colors to be really vivid, again because of the contrast. I'm using a very basic eye makeup, but I still need that contrast, and because I want everything to stay put. Side note, Viseart mattes are amazing. If you can afford them, give them a whirl. And I'm applying this kind of lighter color on my moving lid and on my brow bone, and then I'm gonna go with a more neutral shade, the brownie neutral color on my socket. And again, I won't be too worried about blending too much. I need the contrast to be seen from afar and to withstand the lights from the theatre. The theatre. How many times am I going to say theatre in this tutorial? I don't know. So I'm just building up the color slowly, and I'm going to blend it eventually. And then I'm taking the slightly deeper but still neutral brown, and I'm going to deepen the crease. Again, I need my eyes to be seen from afar and not look all mushed up in a way. Eyes are a big thing in theatre, and you need to have them really well defined. And this goes for the lash line too, so here I go with my eyeliner. I like to use a pencil because I can then kind of smooth it out with a brush, as I'm about to do, and I'm doing the line a bit thicker than I would normally do. And then I'm going to apply it also in my inner rim. Some people don't do this. I love the definition that it gives, and I don't mind that my eyes look a bit smaller, but it's all up to personal taste and preferences. And I'm going to again smudge the liner on my lower lash line, and then I'm going to go with the two cooler browns or taupey color and the brown and smudge that a bit further. Again, it will just give you a defined eye when seen from afar. And that's the main thing to keep in mind. And I'm also going to slightly blur my top lash line. Now I'm powdering. I'm using a generous amount of powder. I could bake. I prefer not to. I should have brought a cheaper powder, but hey ho, you only live once. But I like to powder everywhere, and I'm going to go over my bronzer or my contour with a bit of bronzer, just because the makeup artist who is doing my fellow actress's makeup used bronzer as contour, so I need to match them because this is meant to be a very neutral look and we all are meant to look quite similar. And then I'm going to apply a little bit of blusher. This is not makeup artist approved, but I don't care. I like that tiny bit of color and it can't be seen from afar, I tell you. And another forbidden thing is a highlighter. But when your whole face is matte, I like to bring back a bit more of life with a bit of highlighter. Now my brows. I like to define the top part by brushing the hairs down and doing that top line. And then I brush them up, do the lower line, fill in any gaps. And when I'm doing theatre, I love to extend the tail of my brow. And if you haven't seen Nicole Kidman in Moulin Rouge, you will not understand why, but I love that extended brow. And the theatre is the place to do it because nobody will see if it's a bit too overdrawn. You know what I mean? There it is. Yes. And in case you were wondering, this is why I have not applied foundation to my forehead, because I need to put the mic there, so I don't want it to slide off of my face. Back to the dressing room, and I sometimes wonder how I can memorize my lines. I'm going to apply mascara. Too Faced Better Than Sex gives me that illusion of fake lashes. That's what I'm going for. And then I'm going to seal it with its raincoat, which is Monsieur Big waterproof version by LANCOME. Last step, extra matteness with powder foundation. This is MAC Studio Fix. It adds coverage, it mattifies everything, a go-to, and I use it for touch-ups during the play too if I need it. Now I'm going to define my lips with the classic Los Angeles by NYX. Love this lip pencil. And then I'm going to go over it with, here I'm giving some tips to my fellow actress who needed some advice on makeup. And then I'm going to use the long departed Daily Mist Catrice Luminous Lips lipstick. It's gorgeous, and before I could tell you all about these lipsticks, they were gone, discontinued, and I'm pissed, but I have each and every color. So there you have it. This is the finished look, and it is quite heavy seen from up close, but under the harsh lights, here is the finished result. I quite like it. I'm quite chuffed. Because my skin is not perfect, I need to take advantage of these opportunities to make it look as good as I can, so pile on the coverage. So this is the aftermath, and one last tip, always check your makeup several steps away from the mirror if you're doing theatre, because that's how people will see you. And I'm off, and thank you for spending your time on me. Don't forget to subscribe, leave me comments down below, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!